We are starting with 1 cup of dried chickpeas because they're cheaper than canned and they are tastier. That means we have to give them an overnight soak. So cover them in lots of water. Make sure they're absolutely fully submerged because they are going to expand as you soak them overnight. And the water's going to turn a little yellowy. That's okay. And just drain your soaked chickpeas, put them into a nice big pot, bigger than you think you'll need, and cover them with a lot of water, more water than you think you'll need. You can also add a little salt. Bring them to the boil, and then lower the heat so that it's simmering and cover it. If you don't have a lid that matches your pot like me, then just use an old pie tin. And after about an hour, because they can cook in as little as an hour, see how it's very gently simmering. That's kind of what you want. I remove a chickpea and I test it. And the most important part of making crispy chickpeas, and that is making sure that they are very, very 425 degrees to preheat. And I'm just scooping my chickpeas out onto the paper. I'm going to show you how to do that in a future video. And so cover both sides with paper towels. You can, of course, use, non-disposable towels, but mine are always covered in cat hair, so important. Remove any loose skin that have come off of the chickpeas, because they'll burn if you don't do that. You don't have to go through and pick the skin off of every single chickpea. Just pick the loose skins away and toss them or eat them, I don't know. And then cover them in plenty of oil, probably about 2 tablespoons of oil, and sprinkle generously with salt, and toss with your, also will help make your crispy chickpeas crispy. So put them in the oven for about 10 minutes at 425 on a cookie sheet in the top rack of the oven. And after 10 minutes, check them and give them a little toss and a little stir and just see how they're coming along. You don't want to risk burning them. You can test one at this point and see if it's crispy. Mine were not yet quite crispy enough, but in 15 minutes, the entire process, start to finish, they became beautifully and crispy and crackly, and behold their crispy, crackly goodness. They make a wonderful snack and they're great on salads, so I hope you give them a try.